And yeah, I'll click Trick Room and hope that works out. They go right for the Sunny Day, and they do just one-shot Porygon 2, unfortunately. That's really bad for me here. Last week, we took a look at the Rain team that recently won a regional in Europe. It was a great team. I had a lot of fun using it. Definitely check that video out. There's a reason it's as long as it is. But now we look at the other side of the final, where the runner-up, Marco Silva, used the Sun team with notably Choice Specs, Terra, Ghost, Charizard, unafraid of fake-outs, as it just blasts targets with Heat Wave and Overheat, mainly, I would imagine. Solar Power, Choice Specs, you know it's going to be hitting very hard. And it has some Sun partners around it in this Torkoal, which is also engineered to hit extremely hard with Eruption and Overheat. Overheat also giving it a chance to switch out with the Eject Pack, so that you can bring a support Pokemon in to help Charizard do its job more effectively. You got the Incineroar here. No doubt able to play a strong support role and also hit hard with Flare Blitz in the Sun. And then you have the Covert Cloak Jump Bluff, boosted in speed with Chlorophyll, able to set Tailwind, able to use Sunny Day to overcome an opponent's weather control, make sure you win that weather war. And then Sleep Powder and Rage Powder, very disruptive to an opponent. 4 strong Sun pieces there, very obvious good Sun mode. But then you also have a strong Trick Room component in the Porygon 2, an especially bulky Trick Room setter, able to enable Ursaluna, which just hits massively hard and will underspeed most things in Trick Room. Plus, with Charizard and Jumpluff on the team, both flying types, you can click Earthquake next to them pretty safely, right? And maybe your Charizard doesn't go before the opponent's in Trick Room, but you knock things out with Ursaluna, and you can create openings for Charizard to attack. Plus, yeah, the Earthquake is just safe next to your flying types. And then, of course, Torkoal also hits extremely hard in Trick Room, so it benefits from being paired with Porygon 2 as one of the slowest Pokemon in the game. That's the team. I don't have the original creator's EV spreads, and in fact, I have forgotten to come up with my own before I started recording, so I'm going to cut the recording here, and then we'll get on the ladder in just a second. Okay, and now I'm actually ready, so let's hop on the ladder and get some games. The fast mode with the Charizard, the Trick Room mode with the Ursaluna, a lot of strong options here. This opponent has Whimsicott and Hisuian Typhlosion. So, of course, one downside of Jumpluff, it does have some advantages over Whimsicott in that it gets Sleep Powder, Rage Powder. Yeah, I'd say those are the main ones. But, of course, one disadvantage is that it doesn't have Prankster. So even if I lead Jumpluff Torkoal, they are guaranteed to get their Tailwind up before I get mine, if they want Tailwind. I actually might be better off going for Trick Room here. The only thing is the Farigiraf could have Imprison. Don't want my speed control to be denied. This Terra type on Jumpluff, Fire. So maybe with Terra Fire it could take an Eruption, but I don't like it. Incineroar is strong into both. Incineroar is strong into pretty much every likely lead from this team, I think. So let's lead that and Porygon 2. And I will go toward a Trick Room game plan, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I get to bring the Charizard next game. So we see Typhlosion and Whimsicott. I don't have a ton of special bulk on Porygon 2. I have some. Hopefully it's enough. But also, I'm just going to go for knockoff into this Typhlosion. And yeah, I'll click Trick Room and hope that works out. They go right for the Sunny Day, and they do just one-shot Porygon 2, unfortunately. That's really bad for me here. I guess I needed to sack somebody else to make sure I could get Trick Room up. But live and learn. I'll go Torkoal here because they're not threatening that much damage into it, I think, probably. And I think I'm going to Parting Shot, try to get Ursaluna in safely, and yeah, just click Eruption with Torkoal. They can weaken it, but hopefully not too terribly much. But not getting Trick Room up when I brought... it's not... The Typhlosion isn't choiced. Okay, that changes things quite a bit. And yeah, not getting Trick Room up when I brought a full Trick Room mode is a pretty rough start to the video. Sure. Here's someone talking in the hallway. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll probably just lose. But I'll try not to. Not Earthquake can protect Torkoal. But they'll probably knock out Ursaluna before I can... Oh, no, okay, they go for Heat Wave. So it actually does a bit less than half to Ursaluna. We will get rid of Whimsicott and Typhlosion, but what do they have in the back? They're Ursaluna and Clefairy. They still have Tailwind up. Hyper Voice probably just takes out both of my Pokemon here, doesn't it? I can protect Ursaluna, switch to Incineroar, and if that doesn't drop to Hyper Voice, maybe I can make something happen. But with this Helping Hand, I think it might. Oh, okay. Incineroar survives. I think they win by just protecting their Ursaluna, because I think I have to basically knock it out this turn or I lose. That also means they can win with Follow Me, but I just have to play to my outs, right? Double protect, okay. Yeah, and they'll get me from here, definitely. But we'll play it out to the end. There's the Follow Me. Doesn't matter, they get the KO with Hyper Voice and they'll beat Torkoal in the back. Yeah, it's maybe a different game if I get Trick Room up, but the Typhlosion being able to just one-shot Porygon 2, that just doesn't work out. So I guess that wasn't the right mode to lead into this team. Or maybe it's just a tough matchup, because we're both running Tail Room, and so you kind of have to get some calls right from the get-go for that to work out. But what if I run the Tailwind mode, then they get their Tailwind up first, and Typhlosion knocks my Pokemon out, or at least does very, very heavy damage before I get to do anything. Maybe I just needed to just lead like Charizard and Incineroar or something, and do everything I could to get damage into Typhlosion before trying to go for a game plan. But that's a tough one for sure. Here we get some Fire, Water, Grass, balancey stuff with Kingambit, Sneasler, and Dragapult. Lots of very strong Pokemon on this team. I feel somewhat better about going for Tailwind mode into this. I even feel like I can lead Jumpluff Torkoal here, I think. Charizard in the back, and I don't hate Incineroar. It is a bit of an issue into the Kingambit and the Primarina, but I think we'll make do. I don't really like Ursaluna or Porygon 2 without the other one in this game. Maybe Porygon 2 would work with Torkoal, actually. Jumpluff, Torkoal, Charizard. Yeah, I'll try Porygon 2. See if I can get some redemption after last game. Of course, I have no idea what the EV spread was on the team that got second place at the regional. I'm not a Porygon 2 player generally, and I don't know what spreads people are running on it generally, and certainly not what spread a top player came up with for a major tournament. Let's see. Okay, we see Kingambit and Rillaboom leading. I'm going to go right for Tailwind and an Overheat into Kingambit. And the point of this is, one, try to get damage into that slot. If I can knock out Kingambit, that would be incredible. But at least hopefully hit something hard. They go for Fake Out. They don't know about the Covert Cloak. There's a Tailwind. And then the other thing that I do here is get Torkoal off the board so that I can bring Charizard in. I am threatened by priority from both of these Pokemon, but Charizard double resists the Rillaboom's Grassy Glide, and I can Rage Powder Kingambit's attack. And let's just lock into Heat Wave here. Stay in with both Pokemon. Yep, Sucker Punch fails thanks to the Rage Powder. Every time I talk about that move, I feel like in every video where it comes up, I almost call it Rage Power. Sometimes I actually do. Okay, I can Rage Powder again here, I think. Just do that in Heat Wave. And we see that it's not Focus Sash Sneasler. Charizard knocks Sneasler out. Dragapult is very low. Charizard will drop to Dragon Darts here because there isn't a second target. But I think Porygon 2 can win this now. And I'm just going to go right for Overheat and Ice Beam. And yeah, Dragon Darts isn't KOing anything. Well, either of these two bulky Pokemon at this range. So there we go. I believe Marco Silva said that this team tends to play quick games for better or for worse. And so that was an example of a quick win right there, with Charizard putting in a ton of work. Just, once I got it positioned right, it was hard for the opponent to overcome. Might be able to do something similar to this team, although they probably have a Pledge combo with Rillaboom and Inteleon. I don't know what else you run Inteleon for. Soak stuff, maybe, but there's probably going to be a Pledge combo, I think. That said, they have the Torkoal. I think I want to try to get Charizard going again in this game. I'm just going to run back 3 of the same Pokemon from last game, but this time I will bring Incineroar in the back. There's no Defiant, and Incineroar is a strong check to most of their team. So we see Whimsicott and Inteleon. They can get their own Tailwind here. It's possible that they hit Jumpluff with an Ice-type attack, so it might be worth it to Terra Fire Jumpluff, but I don't know. I'm gonna not do that and hope that I'm not punished. And I'll just go for the Overheat into the Inteleon, because Whimsicott isn't an offensive threat to Charizard once I get that in. They taunt Jumpluff. Okay, so no Tailwind. That's a bit unfortunate. Also, that Snipe Shot hurts, and Snipe Shot can't be redirected, so I can't Rage Powder it away from Charizard. I guess I can Terra Ghost Charizard. That's probably fine. I do think it's still worth bringing Charizard in. Might as well switch Jumpluff out because it doesn't have an attack, so Taunt makes it useless. But yeah, I'll Terra Ghost and lock into Heat Wave again. They'll get an attack off first. It's Icy Wind. So the Terra Ghost might have been a bit wasted there, but we do knock out 2 Pokemon. They have their Tailwind up, and I don't have mine, unfortunately. I might be able to get another chance to set it up, though. We'll see what they have in the back. The good news is Inteleon was their main threat to my Incineroar. Let's see, Gholdengo and Torkoal. Okay. Yeah, so I feel pretty safe to throw a... I was going to say knockoff into Gholdengo. I could even go for a Flare Blitz. And I'm going to switch Charizard out to Torkoal and try to position, if I can, to get Jumpluff back in to get Tailwind up, or worst case, to stall out their Tailwind before I attack with Charizard again. Okay, Terra Steel, Gholdengo. That's pretty much what I wanted to see here, because it'll drop to this Flare Blitz, I think. Incineroar will still go before Torkoal, even in the opponent's Tailwind, because Torkoal is one of the slowest Pokemon. Incineroar takes the Earth Power. That's pretty nice. I'll get Jumpluff in here. I can click Tailwind, but I don't think I need to, because they're down to just Torkoal. I think I'm actually better off clicking Sleep Powder. And I'll Flare Blitz Torkoal, because it'll still do a lot of damage through the resistance because of the sun. And I can sack Incineroar to get Charizard in. That didn't actually do that much. Alright, I'll knock off this time. They forfeit. Okay, cool. Yeah, didn't even need to get Charizard back in, but we know what was likely to happen if I did. Okay, we got a Snow team here with some Double Dragon stuff. It's also a Talonflame, Gardevoir, Garchomp team. That's a couple of those lately. Interesting. Ursaluna could be strong here, but the Ninetales is a problem for it. But the Ninetales is a little bit of a problem for a Sun mode too, admittedly. That said, the Ninetales can't really switch in safely, and Torkoal will be slower, so I'll get my weather up first. So I feel okay to lead Torkoal here with either Jumpluff or Charizard. The question is which. The Talonflame is potentially an issue for that mode. Let's actually lead Torkoal and Incineroar into this and bring Charizard and Jumpluff in the back. Maybe I need to go to the Trick Room stuff here, but I don't know. I'm enjoying the Tailwind Sun mode. Here we see the Garchomp, so that is going to be a bit of a problem. But what I think I can do is fake out Garchomp, overheat Gardevoir. Get Torkoal off the field, get some damage into something, prevent an Earthquake this turn. Which they're otherwise free to click because the Gardevoir definitely has telepathy, so it won't take damage from the Earthquake. Yeah. Thunderbolt Gardevoir, interesting. They get the Para and the full Para, so I don't get Torkoal off the field. That's so bad here. It might be worth it to Terra Ghost Incineroar and Parting Shot Garchomp. I don't think I... No, I have two... I was going to say no, I have two flying types in the back, but the Gardevoir is clicking Thunderbolt. You know what I actually think I do here? Try to protect Torkoal and Flare Blitz Terra Ghost, Flare Blitz Gardevoir. Get that Pokemon out of here. Garchomp's at -1 attack, Incineroar is no longer weak to Earthquake. Yep. Take that Dazzling Gleam too, and not KO. Oh no. Earthquake will knock Incineroar out now. I'm going to take a chance and switch to both of my flying types. As we see the Talonflame come in, didn't really want to see that because it has the priority Brave Bird, of course. But we're just going to have to let it Brave Bird something. I'm going to lock Charizard into Heat Wave as usual and try to set Tailwind. Talonflame might be able to deny one of those, but we'll see what it does. I mean, it can probably KO Jumpluff if it wants. Yeah, it does. Okay. But that means it didn't do damage to Charizard at least. We missed the Heat Wave into Gardevoir. Of course, can't get Tailwind. I will go right back to Incineroar to get an Intimidate on the Garchomp, possibly coming back in. And be able to threaten the Fake Out again. Charizard will be faster than Gardevoir. It's Hydreigon instead. But I think this is a fine moment to Heat Wave and Fake Out anyway. Unfortunately, Sun is going to end. I do still have Torkoal in the back, but I'm going to have a think after this turn. Did I just miss the Gardevoir again? And lose Charizard to Thunderbolt? No, we're just going to click Eruption and try to get rid of this Gardevoir. But I think they can just win the game this turn. But hey, we found a different problem for this team, which is the variance that comes with being able to miss some of your most important attacks. And then the full Para on Torkoal, I mean, there's not much you can do about that. I don't consider that a flaw of the team, but that was pretty unfortunate too. Anyway, we'll play until one more loss. Maybe we'll give the Trick Room mode another go. We've got a Rain team here. So actually, I think I want to bring the Sun into this, partly because Pokemon like Basculegion and Rillaboom are massive threats to Ursaluna all the time, and partly because since I have Sunny Day on the Jumpluff as well as Drought on Torkoal, you know, it's not easy, but on paper I should be able to get weather control if I play this right. So let's bring Jumpluff, Charizard, Torkoal, Incineroar, and then I can, yeah, they'll probably switch Pelipper in this turn, so I can click Sunny Day. I think I want to Terra Ghost Charizard, so it takes water attacks better, and just go right for the Heat Wave again. Or I could Weather Ball or Chaldon, but I think Heat Wave is okay. But yeah, I'm expecting a Pelipper switch in. We'll see. Ooh, Terra Grass or Chaldon is good news right now. Charizard takes that flip turn. It won't take another one. Well, maybe in Sun it will. Of course, I'm going to be taking solar power damage now. But look at that. Our Chaldon drops turn 1. Pelipper knocked down to its Sash. Vascular Legion is still an issue. The other thing I could do, though, is set Tailwind. And I think I should here into this Mouse Hold, because it's going to be faster than Charizard, most likely, otherwise. So I'll just Tailwind and Heat Wave again. If Pelipper switches out, we connect this Heat Wave into Vascular Legion. Mouse Hold's gone. Have Weather Control. They can Aqua Jet Charizard, but they don't even try it, they forfeit. Okay, another quick one. And although Rain won the regional, we see how this Sun team can get the better of it in the right circumstances. Still want to bring the Ursaluna to another game, but we'll see if I get the chance. Can't say I'm super sold on it so far, even though I know it's such a strong Pokemon. Okay, we got Dondozo Tatsugiri stuff here. I have Clear Smog on Torkoal. I have Incineroar with Intimidate and Parting Shot, of course. Sleep Powder, Jump Bluff. So I have some tools for this matchup. I feel like Jump Bluff and Torkoal are important. But like, in the sense, in the kind of way where I don't want them to go down early. I don't know if I need Charizard in this one. I probably should bring it, though. I have to consider the rest of their team, too, not just Dondozo Tatsugiri. Okay, let's lead Torkoal and Incineroar and bring Jumpluff and Charizard in the back. Yeah, that goes. Okay, we see Talonflame and Ursaluna. So Ursaluna is obviously an immediate threat. I'm going to switch Torkoal out to... No, I'm actually going to protect Torkoal this turn. And... You know what? I don't have to. I'm going to click Eruption and fake out into Ursaluna and hope it's not Terra Ghost. They protect. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, I think we just then hope that Torkoal takes this hit and double target Ursaluna with Sun boosted fire attacks. They go Terra Normal, so this will do a lot. But it doesn't KO either of my Pokemon. And if Overheat connects, pick up Ursaluna. Talonflame doesn't have priority on its flying attacks anymore, so I'll bring Jumpluff in here. Who's in the back? Tatsugiri. So that probably means they brought the Dondozo, right? I'm going to Sleep Powder into Talonflame. I don't want to Terrestrialize Jumpluff if I can avoid it. Because that'll make it more vulnerable to Dondozo. I do land the Sleep Powder into Talonflame. They knock out Incineroar, but that gives me Charizard. Charizard is not looking very useful into this team the rest of the way. But I'll go for Tailwind and... I'm a little hesitant to try to Dragon Pulse the Tatsugiri because the Dondozo could switch in. But Heat Wave won't do much to Tatsugiri is the thing. Let's Sleep Powder Tatsugiri and Heat Wave. Okay, the Dondozo does come in. We can burn it here, it's possible. Oh, we got the burn, okay. That means I can't put Dondozo to sleep, which was my next idea, so I have to think a little bit here. I think I'm okay to Rage Powder. And Heat Wave. Okay. I was originally going to say Rage Powder switch to Torkoal, but I think it's better to let the sun expire first so I can get it back up. Now Rage Powder switch to Torkoal. And then I can Rage Powder, clear Smog, assuming Jump Left survives this turn. Which it does. Not having an attack on Jump Left is a little awkward here, but... Oh, getting crit is pretty awkward too. Well, I guess at this point I don't know if it's the right call, but I guess I sack Jump Bluff, get Charizard in, try to Dragon Pulse through this. Actually, I don't think that is going to work, but... I don't really see what else I can do here. Maybe this team definitely has some tools into Dondozo, but it still is feeling like a hard matchup for sure. Okay, they tried to attack Torkoal there, get a little more burn chip. Rage Powder and Overheat Stronger. Ooh, Jump Left survived that. Get rid of Dondozo. Go for Sleep Powder into Tatsugiri and switch to Charizard. Nice, we connect. Talonflame wakes up. That's not great. But... Get my Sun back up here, try to Dragon Pulse this Tatsugiri, hope it doesn't have a Focus Sash. I'm setting the Sun back up so that Charizard gets Solar Power. Okay, they knock out Torkoal, that's better than them targeting Charizard. No Sash! And that means I can get Jump Bluff back in. Quick Sleep Powder into Talonflame, and there's nothing Charizard can do except Dragon Pulse. They Brave Bird into Charizard, but it doesn't KO. And Sleep Powder misses, but Dragon Pulse finishes off the Talonflame. And man, that really felt like a hard matchup, but sure enough, this team did have just enough anti-Dondozo tools to get through it. The Heat Wave burn was lucky, of course, but I was going to start clicking Sleep Powder into Dondozo if I didn't get that, which might even have made things somewhat smoother. But yeah, it was a close one, but we pull it out, so we'll keep going here. What is this? This looks like someone who really wants to set up their Ochalodon and just win the games with it. So I probably want to have... I like the Jump Bluff Charizard manual Sunny Day stuff that I tried in an earlier game. Okay. I swear I haven't forgotten that Ursaluna and Porygon 2 are on this team. I'm just not getting very many games in this session where I want to use them. But yeah, let's just go right for Sunny Day and Terra Ghost around a possible Fake Out and Heat Wave. Of course, if they Fake Out Jump Bluff, it has the Covert Cloak. No Fake Out at all. They just Dire Claw Jump Bluff and get rid of it. Hopefully I don't regret not setting Tailwind. No KOs through the light screen, but I'll get Incineroar here. I can threaten Fake Out into Sneasler. The Grimmsnarl can do what it wants, but I'll just go for this Heat Wave. They actually could switch Pelipper in. But hey, we'll still chip that if they do. A Thunder Wave Charizard, but actually they miss, so that's okay. For Sneasler will still be faster than Charizard, right? Charizard, though, is immune to close combat and resists Dire Claw right now. I'll just switch Torkoal in right away and click Heat Wave again. Just try to blast through this team, even with the light screen up. Okay, they close combat Torkoal. That's fine. That Heat Wave does so much to Pelipper, even with the light screen. They get Tailwind. Of course, I was denied Tailwind. But yeah, this team looks like it's built around Archaludon setup. And here's the Archaludon now, but what setup is it going to get? Let's see. Ooh, fire. Oh, the Tailwind up. They do manage to take down Charizard. And actually, I might have thrown this because I don't know if my last two Pokemon can beat these. I guess I needed to, what? Switch to Incineroar and try to save Charizard in the back to bring it in at just the right time when their Tailwind ended. I guess that was what I needed to do here. Well, I'll try to finish off the Pelipper and then hope that I have enough to deal with our Celadon after that, but I really might not. Just throw my strongest attacks at it, I guess. Body Press does a lot. Incineroar's going to drop the Flare Blitz recoil here. Guess I should have clicked Knockoff, but you know, I was just looking for damage. And actually, we do get our Celadon very low. So if Torkoal takes this hit, then we might be able to KO back. Torkoal does take it, and Overheat knocks out our Celadon. And even though they got the light screen up turn 1, and they were doing pretty well at resisting the team's offensive pressure, it still managed to break through in the end. And the weather control put in a lot of work there as well. Here's some more Metagross Ninetales stuff. I feel like I could try Ursaluna into this, but I'm really just not feeling it. What am I going to click Facade into Dragonite and hope it doesn't go Dragapult or Headlong Rush, vice versa. I'm really enjoying the Charizard mode, if that wasn't clear. I'm just going to do Jump Left Torkoal this time. Charizard, Incineroar. We might just run this mode until it fails and the video ends. But okay, they'll lead Dragonite and Annihilate. I'll go right for Tailwind and Overheat into Annihilate. Protect Dragonite. Okay, that's pretty good start. Final Gambit takes out Torkoal, but I still have some possible weather control with Jump Bluff. I don't love bringing Charizard right out into this Dragonite, though. I think I want to go Incineroar first. There's the Ninetales, but yeah, I can just click Sunny Day here and Flare Blitz. Try to get rid of it. Okay, Terra Ghost. Knock out Jump Bluff, and it's Focus Sash Ninetales too. We knock it down to the Sash, but that's not a KO, obviously. That said, Dragonite clicking Scale Shot will weaken its defense stat. But I can't... I think I need to lock into Heat Wave here, if only for the spread, so... I don't think I can Dragon Pulse the Dragonite. I think I have to hope that Incineroar can do a lot to it with Knockoff. And I'll Terra Ghost to get around a possible Extreme Speed. Okay. Not as much damage into Dragonite as I'd hoped. Looks like Charizard might take the Scale Shot, though. It does. Not very well. That's now -2 defense on Dragonite and Knockoff KOs. Let's see what their last Pokemon is. It's my last turn of Tailwind. Charizard is being rapidly chipped, of course, by the Solar Power. But let's go right for a Knockoff into this Dragapult, which turns out to have Protect. Not ideal, because of course it's going to be faster than Charizard now. But, on the other hand, if it KOs Charizard, then it's not targeting Incineroar, so there might still be a chance. Phantom Force. So Charizard will drop to Solar Power damage here. Bit of a downside to going all out on the offense like that. Not really much I can do about it. Solar Power is mostly beneficial, but certainly can be a double-edged sword. We'll still try to get this Knockoff into Dragapult. Wait, does it one-shot? This game ended, yeah. So for all my doom and gloom there, Incineroar actually does win this one. And we're moving up the ladder with this team. It's been a little bit higher variance than the Rain team. Maybe more than a little bit, but still mostly winning. We got some dance stuff here. They have Pom Pom Oricorio with Volcarona and Quaquaval. So it's able to use Dancer to copy Quiver Dance and Aqua Step. So this team will be trying to boost Oricorio. But they also have, I would assume, Manual Rain with a Rain Dance Murkrow because they have strong water type, Swift Swim Pokemon, and this. So, I mean, I don't want to let them get away with the Rain mode. So we'll do this again. Do I want a different Pokemon at the back this time? Porygon 2 might be okay here. No. I'm gonna stick with Incineroar. Okay, Quaquaval and Golduck. Unless oh, it's Cloud 9 Golduck, so it's actually gonna. It doesn't have Swift Swim. It exists to turn weather off. And we'll do that to any sunny day that I try to set here. Which is a significant nerf to Charizard and might make me regret bringing 3 fire types this game. On the other hand, my other main attacker that I didn't bring is also weak to water, so... limited options, I guess. I can Tailwind here and Terra Ghost. Dragon Pulse? That feels pretty weak, though. Tailwind. Switch to Incineroar? I'm gonna do the Dragon Pulse. I'm not confident that it's right. Oh, they triple axle too. They only get 1 hit. I swear triple axle... I don't know what the odds actually are, but... Triple axle feels like the least lucky move in the game somehow. Like, I almost never see anyone get all 3 hits. And I've seen some really bad triple axle luck in some of my recent sessions. I'll go Sleep Powder into Golduck and try to knock out Quaquaval here. They go Archaladon. That'll take some damage too. Yeah, not as much as I'd like. But I can try to Sleep Powder it. It might be Terra Grass, but let's just hope not. And I can start working on this Golduck, because if the Golduck is gone, I can get Sun up. Golduck wakes up. Great. Okay, I'm probably being a little too reckless with Charizard here. Let's try to get Incineroar in, I guess. Because I don't want to bring Torkoal in here. Get that Tailwind back and go for knockoff into Golduck. And I'll click Sunny Day here. If Golduck switches out or is knocked out, then I get the Sun. That Body Press crit is pretty painful for Incineroar. I'll try to put our Archaladon back to sleep and Flare Blitz Murkrow. They get their Tailwind. Of course, Jumpluff now also has Chlorophyll, but their Tailwind will outlast mine. It's the last turn of my Tailwind. Here's the Quaquaval. Sleep Powder and Flare Blitz. Why not? We missed the Sleep Powder. I think I will lose Jumpluff to the Triple Axle this time. Yep, they get 2 hits. At least. They only needed 2. Incineroar will take out Quaquaval, though, so it's just a question of whether my 3 fire types can beat Archaladon. But also, they have their Tailwind, and I don't have Tailwind anymore. So I'm going to need some luck here. Archaladon staying asleep this turn would be ideal. Golduck wakes up. Muddy Water misses Incineroar and doesn't KO Charizard, and Archaladon does stay asleep, so some good luck that turn, as we'll knock Golduck out and get 1 more turn of Sun, but that actually reactivates Solar Power, which knocks out Charizard. Alright, well I'm going to need a big overheat from this Torkoal, I think. And it looks like I might just get it. Oh, the Snarl doesn't KO Incineroar. So I get a big Flare Blitz first. And then a big overheat. That was an interesting team that opponent had. And they were high enough on the ladder that I definitely take it seriously, but I don't know that I'm a believer in the Golduck. I'm also going to note that In a video next month, you'll hear me say that I think my Showdown ladder rating has just gone over 1600 for the first time. It is the first time that I know of. I recorded that video before this one. I have just gone over 1600 now as well. But yeah, don't be surprised when I say it's the first time, when from your perspective it happens later. And hey, look forward to that video. It was a good one, as you might have guessed from my ladder or my rating going up. Okay. Got some more rain stuff here. I mean, I've liked Jumpluff, Charizard, Torkoal into these kinds of teams. Incineroar is kind of nice because it helps with the Gholdengo. Excuse me, Porygon 2 doesn't really. Ursaluna's vulnerable. I'll bring Incineroar. I don't know that I have a great fourth Pokemon in this matchup. They have a lot of water types, and water types are, you know, if I don't get the weather control right, water types are trouble for this team. Okay, Sneasler and Basculegion. So we click Sunny Day to cover for a Pelipper switch in. Covert Cloak Jumpluff could again be clutch here if they click Fake Out into that. And yeah, I'll just Terra Ghost Heat Wave. A lot like that rain matchup earlier. They do try to Fake Out Jumpluff. We do get the Sun. We miss the Heat Wave into Sneasler. Don't like that, but at least the flip turn didn't hit too hard there. They get Pelipper in here. I think I'll just hard switch to Torkoal and hope that I get to do some big damage with this Heat Wave. Ooh, getting Basculegion with this would be good. Oh, we missed the Basculegion this time, but we do KO the Sneasler. No Focus Sash on that, I guess. But they can get Rain here, so for the first time I kind of have seeded Weather Control, which I would feel better about if I had KO'd the Basculegion with Heat Wave there, but we saw what happened. What do I do? Sack Incineroar, and maybe also Jumpluff? Try to win the game with Torkoal and Charizard in Sun. Last Respects doesn't quite KO Jumpluff. Weather Ball does quite KO Incineroar. This is really awkward because I could bring Torkoal in an attack with Jumpluff, except it doesn't have an attack. So I think what I do instead is I bring Charizard in, click Heat Wave, and switch Jumpluff out to Torkoal. Yeah, that'll at least put some pressure on them. It does give them a chance to switch Pelipper out and get Weather Control later. Oh, they have Wide Guard. I haven't been seeing that on Pelipper lately, so I didn't take it super seriously, but yeah, we'll just lose to that. And that's fair enough. That's a good tech by them. I'll try Rage Powder and Eruption here, because why not? And then, hey, maybe Torkoal can overheat crit Archaludon in the back or something. There's the Archaludon now, actually. It'll get hit by this Eruption, but then we'll lose to Pelipper. That overheat didn't even do half in the Sun. Eruption. Also, Torkoal has taken damage already. I didn't really account for that. But yeah, this opponent got the better of me where earlier rain matchups didn't. So, fair enough. They take the win. And I'm going to call it there. This team is a lot of fun to use, and I love seeing Charizard come in and do big damage like that. I can see why I think a few top players were using it in Poland at that recent regional. It does feel higher variance than the Rain team that won the regional, and I pretty much stopped bringing the Ursaluna Porygon 2 mode entirely after the first couple games, which probably means I'm overlooking some of what this team can do and ways that I could play it differently in certain matchups. And of course, I'm not playing best of 3 here. In a best of 3, it's good to have other modes to go to, so maybe those Pokemon get more of a role after game 1. But yeah, I didn't feel super comfortable bringing them into a lot of these matchups, and that is something that, for me, is a limitation when I'm using this team, at the very least. I'd say this team was a lot of fun. It didn't feel as solid as the Rain team that I tried last week, and I would still sooner take Rain to a regional of these two weathers myself. But I think it's well proven at this point that any weather can do well at the highest levels of play. And by all means, check out Marco Silva's team. It is a lot of fun to use.